And welcome back to the Tuned In podcast.
Man, we got that second pick energy already.
Let's go. We're feeling great this Saturday morning. I think this is what we deserve after all these years,
man,
right? We've been watching lots of Bez Medbang this year.
Yeah.
And now it's all come to fruition. We're happy to have the second pick.
Oh yeah, we said the tank was over a few weeks ago, but now the tank is really over. We're ready to go. Ready to roll.
We got a great episode prepared for you today. Of course, we're going to talk a lot about the NBA draft, who the Jazz could pick, any potential trades, and we'll look at a lot of the mock drafts that are already going around. We'll kind of digest what they had the Jazz picking at. Then we'll talk a little NBA Combine, NBA playoffs, and end there.
Don't forget to check out our past episodes, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. And this is episode 104 of Tuned In Jazz.
I don't know about you, but now that we got the second pick, the season's over.
Oh, man.
I feel like I've got a lot more energy going into this next Jazz season.
Yeah.
Pretty hyped for what's going to happen.
Me too. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I was a little disappointed we didn't get number one, but we really have nothing to be disappointed about.
No.
2 is a great spot to pick in.
Historic, meaning the only time we've ever moved up in the draft is this year.
Yep.
Granted, we normally made the playoffs, weren't always in the lottery, right?
Yeah.
But this is the first time we've ever moved up, and 2 spots. I don't know about you, but I was just hoping to stay at 4. I didn't think moving up was a possibility.
Yeah, we've even been talking about how any of those guys in the top 4 could be franchise guys.
Yeah.
And I think this draft, especially to be number 2, with how little the gap is, I think there's a pretty clear order in my opinion at this point. But at the same time, I don't think any of the 3 or 4 guys could. It wouldn't surprise me if they ended up being the best player from their class. So
yeah, good
news for the Jazz.
I guess Sunday lottery was happening. Where were you when you heard the news?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was just kind of around my apartment vegging a little bit, and I just saw. Oh man, I was so hyped when they revealed the top 4.
It's kind of anticlimactic because it happens in a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
They have to put a commercial break in there just to keep people watching.
Pretty fast, yeah.
But it's pretty quick.
Yeah, it was just so exciting. I mean, and then as soon as I heard we were in the top 4, I was freaking out. I was like, this is such a win. And then it's getting closer and closer to 1. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're about to get the number 1 pick. And then a little bit of a letdown, but not too much, like I said. So crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I wore my Utah Jazz tie to church just for some extra good luck. And I think maybe it paid off. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah. I know that I guess there is a little bit of reason for disappointment. We wanted our boy AJ. We could still get him. We'll talk about that. But I've seen a lot of buzz on Twitter about trades we could do. I think the really ridiculous ones are the Ace Bailey ones. Obviously, we're not sending Ace Bailey. Yeah, we've got a couple
of trades that we can talk about. Another thing, I noticed that Brian Windhorst, I don't know if you know him, you probably know him. He was there at the lottery where they actually pulled out the ping pong balls beforehand. And he talked about how they actually start with the first pick when they're drawing them out. And every team has a series of numbers. There's 1,000 total combinations.
Yeah, so that video.
And I think he said that after the Wizards, they got the first draw, right? The Jazz got the second draw and the third draw. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't. That's funny.
So they couldn't give us the third pick because we already had second, but I think you could see we were very lucky that day.
Yeah.
Because not only did we get the second draw-in to go our way, but we also got the third, so they had to redraw because of just the good luck that we were having.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know if you saw the video too, Austin Ainge pumping his fist as soon as they called the second.
Representing us all.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was cool to see Keontae representing us up on the stage too. It's kind of, like you said, anticlimactic because the guys on stage don't really give you a reaction much. John Wall got up and dapped somebody up, but that was about it.
Yep. And I'm sure Keontae would have probably done the same thing if it was him. So
so we need Keontae at the next draft too. Well, we won't be in the lottery hopefully, but if we are, we need Keontae there. So
Yeah, I mean, we'll be at the lottery, but with the Timberwolves or Cavaliers pick, mate.
That's true.
We can hope, right?
Get there, yeah.
Yeah, but what a day. I wish we could have got that number 1 pick, though.
Me too.
But there's still a chance that we could maybe move up. I guess first thoughts, who do you think the Jazz are going to take at number 2?
I mean, I don't really think you can go wrong, but I think at this point you take Darren Peterson. I think it's I really want AJ. I don't know what we got to do to get AJ, but I don't know. It's kind of this weird dance we got going on where Washington's kind of got the leverage. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to send too much for him, but it would be so awesome to have AJ, a guy that wants to play in Utah. He's embraced our culture here.
Yeah.
The people already love him. I don't know, but I think it's going to end up being Darren Peterson. What do you think?
Well, this is funny because last year we were 1 pick above Washington. Mm-hmm. They wanted Ace Bailey.
That's true.
Right? And we didn't really work with them. We just stole them away.
Yeah, I'm sure they remember that.
Yeah, I mean, they still got Trey Johnson, who's really good, but I think you would have wanted Ace Bailey for the potential. So it's kind of interesting. I know Washington's been reported to be open to trading the first pick. I don't know if the Jazz are the only team interested. I'm sure there's other teams that are wanting to do that. But Ryan Smith said anything's on the table, that the Angels are going to explore all the possibilities.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure that means they're going to try and trade for AJ, but I just know how much they love Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
Around the team. I don't know if they'd be willing to give him up, but that's probably what Washington's going to want.
I think I saw a report too. I don't know if you saw this, and you never know what's credible, but it was an actual NBA reporter said that AJ was hoping to stay in Utah, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, which I wonder how credible, because I think he'll play anywhere in the NBA, but I think Utah he does have some connection to, of course.
I mean, in reality, like, I'm sure every player in the draft has a preferred destination. So, like, if he just made an off comment one time, I'm sure somebody was like, "Oh, he wants to be in Utah," you know. Yeah. And I don't like AJ's not really the Ace Bailey type where he's gonna turn down workouts. I don't think. I think he's gonna. I'm sure he'll work out for the top 4 or 5 teams, and he's not gonna like tell somebody he won't play for them if they're gonna trade for him, you know. So.
Yeah, and I think he was asked that either at the Combine or in some interview I saw, and they asked, "What is there a team you want to go to?" And he said, "Whoever takes me."
Yeah.
So I think that's a great answer. And of course, he's got great ties to Utah. He'd love to stay in Utah, but I think he's fine going anywhere.
Yeah, he's from Boston too, so DC's not like crazy.
Yeah.
He's kind of from that part of the United States.
But that being said, I've got 3 potential trades the Jazz could do to move up to number 1.
Let's go.
I want you to tell me if you'd accept this from both teams.
Okay. This is all with Washington for the number 1?
All with Washington. Okay. Just trades with Washington here.
Okay.
So first one, bear with me for a second because there's kind of a lot in this one.
Okay.
But starting with what the Jazz are going to give up. Of course, we're going to trade picks, move up 1 spot. Mm-hmm. But we're going to give up Cody Williams, Svi Mikhailuk, and Bryce Sensabaugh, and 3 first-round picks.
Ooh.
One of them top 8 protected.
Oh, man.
And then the Wizards are going to give up Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum's going to come back, and Anthony Gill. So basically just salary.
Oof.
So, I don't know. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I think it might be too many picks. I think the Jazz would probably... I would say no if I was the Jazz, to be honest.
Really?
That'd be great on the Wizards side. 4 picks for 1 is pretty great, but...
What about, would you have a counter offer at all?
I might trade 1 extra first. I don't mind the package of players we sent. I'm surprised you threw Bryce in there, but I mean, AJ's worth it. Yeah, and then I don't think that we're really super high on Cody and I'm definitely not high on Svi, you know how I am with that, but yeah, I think probably too many picks is my only complaint about that being sent.
I'd still much prefer 2 first, Cody and Bryce, than Ace Bailey. Personally. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
I think Bryce Sensabaugh, as awesome as he's been the last 2 years, I don't think he's that central to our team where we can't find somebody else that could do some of the similar things that he's doing.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a Bryce Sensabaugh guy. I want to keep him. But if that's what it's going to take to get AJ DeBonsa, fine. Send Bryce to Washington. That's where I stand, at least.
Yeah. I think Washington's just such an interesting situation because, like, I do think it's kind of exciting, the Anthony Davis, Trae Young thing, but I also just don't, in my mind, I don't think that's like a winning recipe. And even adding a guy like AJ, I don't think there's like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to think it's great, but I don't think that's like the best for AJ's development to play next to those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me wonder if like they would be more willing to just load up on their depth and like even add a guy like Darren Peterson who might fit a little better with, I don't know. It's just my opinion, but.
Okay, so sounds like you'd accept that maybe an extra pick and Cody Williams could do it.
Yeah.
Here's another one, a little bit more simple. Of course, we're going to be trading picks like before.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, we're going to be trading Ace Bailey and a first-round pick from the Lakers in 27, plus 2 second-round picks. And then in return, we'll get Jaden Hardy and Justin Champagnie.
So plus our second pick too?
Yeah. So we're swapping picks. They get Ace Bailey, another first and 2 seconds. And we get just 2 players.
I think if we're going to send Ace, I'd probably want like Bilal Coulibaly back or somebody like that. I don't know what the contracts look like. I'd probably say yes. I don't know. That's a good one. I like that.
I'd still say no. I see Ace Bailey as our Jaylen Brown, and maybe AJ DeBonsa as our Jason Tatum.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think they have as much leverage because I'd be happy to take Darren Peterson too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd prefer to just keep Ace and pair him with Darren Peterson than give up Ace. That's kind of where I stand.
That's fair.
And to say another first round pick in addition to Ace, that's kind of a lot for me too.
Yeah.
So
especially that Lakers pick could be, it's next year. I don't know if they'll be that bad.
Or I also think if we're gonna give up Ace Bailey, maybe you give up Trey Johnson. You just drafted him last year.
We need a piece that's like
that would be much better than Jaden Hardy and Justin Champagnie to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he's probably making around the same amount of money because they're one pick off.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. Maybe a counter offer. Would you accept? I may accept Trey Johnson for Ace Bailey, but I don't know. They might have to give me a little more than Trey Johnson as well.
Yeah, I remember last year we really liked Trey Johnson coming in the draft. He was one of our guys that...
He's a scorer.
Low-key, I can't remember what our actual prediction was. I think we thought Jazz were going to take Trey Johnson.
Yeah, totally.
It was kind of a surprise that we took Ace Bailey, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's some interesting conversation. I think the question about Ace Bailey is like, do we have space for him? Like, if we took Darren Peterson, is Ace Bailey going to go to the bench? Or like, and if so, is he too good to be on the bench? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, you probably trade Lauri Markkanen, right?
That's true. Yeah, there's other guys that you might move on from. Yeah,
it's hard to say. I do think right now, having too much talent is a good problem to have, right?
That's true.
Because you can always trade a guy away to free up a little bit of space, get younger.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have Lowry as like a veteran, Jaren as a veteran.
Totally.
Especially because these young guys, if we do get AJ or we keep Ace or Darren Peterson, they're going to need like a year or two to kind of come into form.
Yeah. True.
I don't know. No, they could still play like 25 plus minutes off the bench. It's not too bad.
You know what's another? I'll let you say your last one.
Last trade. This one has no players in it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Interesting enough. So we swap picks, but then we just give up 2 other first round picks
of our own picks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Thoughts on that?
I don't hate it, especially if we're trying to win now. 3 is a lot, but. I don't hate it. Especially, I don't know if Washington seems like they're kind of in win now mode too, so it makes me wonder if they'd be willing to wait 4 years for their thing to pay off. I think it's all going to come down to if they actually feel like AJ's the best player, because if they don't, they'll probably just take Darren Peterson anyways, and then they don't have to, and they'd probably be willing to get a couple extra picks. I don't know. What do you think? Jazz, Wizards would both accept that, or?
I actually think they might.
Yeah.
The 2 picks we'd be giving up are 27 and 29.
Mm-hmm.
We already traded our 27 next year pick to the Grizzlies, so that'd probably end up being Minnesota or Cleveland's pick that we'd be giving up.
Yeah.
For 27, which may not even be that high anyways. And then 2029, it's the best of us, Minnesota and Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
you never know though.
29, we could be good at that point if we have AJ. That's my thought.
That's true. You never know. I heard Cleveland might be thinking about moving Donovan Mitchell before his contract expires.
True.
If so, I mean I don't know if next year they'll be bad, but you never know what they could look like.
Yeah, 3 years down the road, you never know.
Another trade, I didn't see like a lot of details, but I'm just curious your thoughts on this. I was listening to sports radio and they were talking about a potential trade where we take on Anthony Davis. I'm guessing we'd probably have to send Lowry or somebody.
Yeah, Lowry or Jaren maybe.
We would kind of just be taking on his contract, like if Washington was ready to move on from him playing 12 games a year, whatever it is. I don't know. What would be your thoughts on that?
I'd decline. I don't want that injury history.
I don't really either, yeah.
I don't think so. I love Anthony Davis as a player. I think he could be like a championship piece, but I just don't want to deal with the injuries.
Yeah. I also don't know if it's worth giving up Lowry or Jaren Jackson.
And he's at the end of his career. He's probably about to retire in a year or two.
He won't re-sign with us either, so it's, yeah. That would be like a trade you'd make if you were just one piece away, and we're definitely not one piece away.
Yeah.
We're probably two
And even,
pieces
I don't
away.
know if an aging Anthony Davis is that piece anymore. It's hard to say because we just haven't really seen him at his best.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'd say from looking at these trades, I'd love anything that doesn't give up Ace Bailey, ideally, and that doesn't give up more than 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Kind of what I'm thinking.
And I'm not sure that any trade other than those would probably do it for Washington, in my opinion.
True. So maybe we just stick at 2 or maybe we get a little greedy and, you know.
Yeah. Another interesting thing, I guess, just while we're on the topic of the lottery, Indiana, did you see that they lost their pick?
Yeah. Unfortunate. They took a risk. I think it was a 50-50.
With their Zubac trade or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate for them. But although I just don't think once Tyrese comes back and Siakam gets fully healthy, they're still a great team. Benedict Mathurin was a good piece for them that they lost, but I don't know. They're still going to be a good team, so I don't feel too bad for them. But
yeah, and they lost Miles Turner, got Zubac.
Yeah.
It's not too much of a downgrade. Pretty similar players.
Totally.
And Zubac had that one wonderful year last year, so if he can keep that
great.
up. Yeah. And I think the Clippers are probably thrilled to have that 5th pick. It'll be interesting how Darius Garland fits with whoever's drafted there because there's a lot of guards.
Yeah.
I've seen some people have them taking the Michigan center.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So I don't know what they'll end up picking.
I could see Keaton Wagler being their pick.
Yeah,
might be a good one.
He could play up a little bit. He's pretty tall.
Yeah. It's interesting that these mock drafts, it's like 1 through 10 as freshmen, pretty much. I mean, it's like Kingston Fleming, Darius Acuff. Like, it's just crazy that there's so many freshmen in the top 10, but I guess it's how we are now. So, that being said, I guess, what do you think? Which side are you on? Like, you think Jazz take best fit at 2, or you just take the best player at 2, or is it both?
I'd say if there's no guarantee AJ's number 1. That's the first. I've heard reports like some people think Darren Peterson will go number 1.
Gap's not that large.
Like I think most people agree it's AJ that's kind of the best player right now, but it's not consensus.
Nope.
So that being said, if AJ is on the table, I think I would say that he's the best available for the Jazz.
Totally.
And then if AJ's not there at 2, I think if Darren Peterson gets past his injuries, if he's the player that we see on the court, I think he is the best fit and the best player.
Yeah.
But that's barring the injuries, of course. So it's a little bit of a risk because we're not sure all of what was going on. But barring the injuries, if that's all right, I think he's the best fit and the best player at 2 if AJ's taken.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think in today's NBA where it's positionless. I think fit is becoming almost irrelevant. Like, I'm not a super huge fan of this Jazz just like huge roster that we might have. Like, if we drafted AJ, he'd play shooting guard for us, which feels a little crazy to me. But I mean, like, I just think you have to take the best player at this point. Like, it wouldn't make sense to draft like a center, like a big man, but there's not really any up there. So
no.
It's just a bunch of tall wings like Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer, AJ. Those guys we could all make them fit. Darren Peterson obviously is the
you can never have enough wings. I'd say
never. Yeah, and in today's NBA, you just want to be long. You want to be able to switch 1 through 5. So those type of guys like are the thing that you want. So I think you just take the best player available. I think Darren Peterson would be the best fit. I mean, he would fit right into the starting lineup next to Keontae, but yeah.
If you had to order the top 4 guys as best available, 1 to 4, what would you say?
I don't know if I would deviate from what I've normally seen. I do think AJ is best available. He's probably got the highest ceiling of all of them. I think Darren Peterson probably is the second. Big questions about obviously his health, like you said, but like
when he's on the court, he's phenomenal.
He's unreal. Like that game against BYU, I was just like, oh my gosh, this guy is unreal. Like he was like, it felt like he was like 10 for 10 at one point in the first half.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of Devin Booker comparisons.
Yeah, even getting Kobe Bryant like early as its time at Kansas. I think maybe we forget about how good Cam is. Cam would be interesting because obviously he's got Utah ties, but I think I'd put him at 3 as far as best available, and then I think Caleb Wilson, also depending on his health because he did tear his ACL, I think. He'd want to make sure that he's going to fully recover from that, but I think those are probably a clear top 4 for me, but do you agree? Or
I think I agree, but it's so hard for me to put Caleb Wilson at 4 just because I'm a sucker for guys that can dunk.
Yeah.
And he might be the best dunker out of the 4.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot more to basketball than that, so I'd probably still have him at 4. Yeah. But man, his highlight reel, yeah. He's a great dunker, great player.
Yeah.
But I think I'd agree. And I think the Jazz are really going to consider Cam Boozer at 2.
I think so
because of the Utah ties, and he's been a winner his whole career. The NBA is kind of moving more towards like high IQ passing big men.
Yeah.
That's what Cam Boozer is. He understands the game really well. He's a great passer, great rebounder. Kind of a power forward version of Jokic in a way.
Yeah.
Can shoot threes. But it's just hard when we're pretty loaded at the power forward position.
Yeah.
So
somebody pointed out the other day too, I had forgotten about this, but Carlos Boozer is also an advisor in our front office. A scout, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how those conversations will go in the front office, but obviously Cam Boozer's got a fan in the front office, so.
Well, if anything, the Jazz have all the intel we could ever get on Cam Boozer. I'm sure he's got tapes from pre-high school that he could show the Jazz if needed.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but I hope that doesn't sway our decision, but I think it's pretty cool to have him.
Totally. Well, that being said, I took some time, went through, there's infinite amount of mock drafts online. Everybody and their dogs got, every sports personality's got their own mock draft.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably have our mock draft here in a couple weeks.
We will have one eventually. But I went through and I thought this was going to be more lucrative and that would get some conversation, but it wasn't as crazy as I thought. Went through 10 different mock drafts that I could find, just a quick search. Care to guess what the consensus was, or if there was anybody different? What do you?
I'm gonna guess pretty heavy. You mean for the first 2 picks?
For specifically for the Jazz picks, are?
Well, I think out of 10, I'm sure 7 or 8 probably have Darren Peterson. Be my guess.
Yeah, you're pretty close. I actually was losing faith that I would find anybody but him. I actually found 9 of the 10 had Darren Peterson. Found 1 Cam Boozer.
Interesting.
Cam Boozer draft. Nobody had AJ fall into 2, which I was a little surprised, but I guess that's not crazy surprising. But I think that's pretty much the what's probably going to happen at this point. I mean, it hasn't changed after the combine. It seems like that's only supported that he's up there.
Yeah.
No.
I guess there is some people that think he could fall to 2.
Yeah.
But from what you're seeing, maybe it's very small minority.
Yeah.
But I do think there's people that genuinely believe that Darren Peterson could go number 1.
There's still some time, too. We haven't had any pre-draft workouts yet.
No.
So you never know. I mean, if Washington gets Darren Peterson in there and he just blows them away, it could change things. Or if AJ doesn't do well or throws his workout. Just kidding. He wouldn't do that.
And, of course, the trade. You never know.
Yeah.
But draft combine happens. I'm sure you may have tuned in a little bit here and there.
Saw some clips, yeah.
I think it was like hours and hours for multiple days on ESPN.
Yep.
I guess there's so many like measurements and stats that we could look at.
Yeah.
I don't know what all of them mean, to be honest. Like for NBA scouts, I guess if let's say you are the scout of the Jazz, you're Carlos Boozer right now.
Yeah.
Put on your hat. What of these like stats at the combine do you actually care about when you're looking at these players?
I mean, I think in today's NBA, like, just your speed and, like, athleticism, like, obviously matters. It's not the only thing that matters. Like, I would really just be looking for guys who are just athletic that can keep up, you know? So I really like, obviously the vertical leap and shuttle runs, stuff like that, I think are pretty big as far as, because you can't really teach that kind of stuff. It's just work,
Yeah, definitely. And I think size, you can't teach size.
That's true, yeah.
And you can teach some athleticism, but not always.
Yeah.
Usually
there's some technique, but
yeah, if these guys come into the NBA, they're probably as athletic as they'll get a lot of the time. But maybe they could get better, Yeah,
you're not teaching a guy to have a 45-inch vert.
Yeah.
I don't even know who this number 1 guy in the whole combine has a 3-inch advantage over the second place guy, which is insane. And who the heck is Toby Lawal? I've never even heard of this guy.
I don't know. I looked him up. He's from Virginia Tech. I've never heard of him.
Word, man. This is so crazy.
I guess this is kind of insane too, that Michigan center. 7'3" without shoes.
Ademara.
Very tall.
I don't know if you noticed too, that second guy, Luigi Swigo. He's the one that BYU, I think that's the one that's still trying to decide if he's going to stay in the draft. BYU's in his top 2 if he doesn't go to the draft, so that's kind of interesting.
I hope so.
Yeah.
And then I guess I kind of want to look at some of the other guys' height in the top 4.
Yeah.
Looks like Caleb Wilson, he's sitting at 6'9" without shoes. That's great size right there. Cam Boozer, 6'8", and trying to find AJ. I'm pretty sure AJ is about 6'8" as well. Richie Saunders coming in at 6'5".
Let's go,
our boy. And then Darren Peterson, 6'4.5". Does that disappoint you at all? He's about the same height as Keontae.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that, honestly.
Yeah, and then maybe we could also look at like I don't know, maybe teams look at the agility as like, I think they do care about like how well big men can switch on to guards.
Totally, yeah.
So like if you're a big man that has like a decent lane agility or run, that would help.
I think that one also highlights your like work ethic. Like you don't just become good at those shuttle runs or lane agility drills without putting in some work, You don't just show up and figure it out,
True. Yeah, I don't know if there's like really anything that stands out with the lane agility for the top guys. It's just glad that they did it.
Cameron Carr is just such a freak athlete.
Yeah.
Number 1 of guards with wingspan, standing leap, vertical leap, lane agility, and he's up there for the sprints too. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Cam Boozer and Darren Peterson both had 11 seconds on the lane agility. Both had 2.9 seconds on the sprint. Jazz are looking at basically identical agility stats.
I know this is kind of a hypothetical, but like if the Jazz had another pick in the first round, say like middle of the first round, is there any guys that you would be hoping we could land mid draft?
Man, I I don't know the mid draft super well.
Yeah. I guess we haven't been paying attention to it this
year.
I
know last year we were doing a lot more.
Yeah.
When it came to that. I mean, I know Richie Saunders, but he might be in the second round.
Yeah, he'd probably be a second round guy.
I kind of like the Houston guy, Sinak.
Yeah, Chris Sinak, he's pretty good.
I think he could probably fall to late first round.
Yeah.
But Flory Badunga also seems pretty good if he doesn't go back to Louisville with that NIL.
Yeah. I really like, obviously, Cam Carr. I think another one that kind of would fit kind of interesting with the Jazz is that Andrej Stojakovic.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen him from Illinois, Page's son. Pretty good vertical, actually. I was a little surprised he has a 41-inch vertical. I was not expecting that. But he can shoot the cover off the ball, and he'd be like a perfect fit coming off our bench. So that would be so interesting.
I'd also love Bennett Sturts from Iowa and Drake.
Yeah.
He'd be a great bench player.
Yeah, he would.
Maybe even starter at some point.
Yeah, that's why we would need guys like Richie, where it's just like you just need some heart coming off your bench. Like it doesn't even really matter what the things are. So
yeah, a lot of these like veteran college players will probably be available later.
Yeah, totally.
You could grab one like Alex Carabin from UConn.
Oh yeah,
he could be solid for a team. Later in the draft. Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of good players.
Totally. Well, we'll obviously in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure we'll be able to get into some of these guys specifically, do some scouting reports,
watch some highlights or something.
Eventually put together our mock draft, but just an exciting time to be a Jazz fan.
Yeah, we got balls to fall our way finally.
Yep.
And we'll see Darren or AJ, whoever it is, Cam, will come to Utah pretty soon. We'll
embrace them.
Yeah. Just like we did Ace Bailey.
Yep. Where are you gonna buy all three? If whoever we draft, you gonna buy one of their jerseys or?
Maybe if we draft AJ,
I get an AJ jersey. Possibly,
sure. I already got a BYU AJ jersey, so I
might get a Boozer jersey because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'll see. I've kind of been the type of person that I don't buy the jersey until they've played for like
that's fair
3 years.
That's fair.
Like I did that with Markkanen after he actually signed the contract or like stayed a little while longer. I felt like it was time I should get myself a Markkanen jersey.
Yeah,
but we'll see. I think it might be pretty exciting. We'll know we'll have them for at least 4 years because they're rookie deal.
Yeah, that's true.
But some great NBA playoffs are happening.
Yeah, wow.
We got a Game 7 tonight. I'm pretty sure.
I think they played last night, so maybe. Or is it back to? I think it might be tomorrow.
It's either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Either way, but it's a pretty good second round series. The Thunder swept the Lakers. We kind of thought that would happen.
Yeah.
And then same thing with the Knicks.
They swept the Sixers. Yeah, that's
poor Sixers. I thought they might have been able to have a chance.
Yeah.
Looks like your Knicks pick is going pretty good.
I feel good. I don't know if I feel good about picking them as my champion, seeing these West teams.
Thunder and Spurs seem like a little bit better.
Yeah. Thunder haven't lost a game yet in the playoffs, so
yeah.
So interesting. That Pistons-Cavs series has been so interesting. I feel like it's been competitive, but it hasn't felt competitive because it feels like one team just hasn't showed up every other game, and they're like, I don't know. It's weird.
And I'm wearing my Donovan Mitchell shirt today.
Let's go.
I'm hoping that Donovan Mitchell can come up clutch in Game 7. He's never made it out the second round. This is his best chance he'll ever have, probably.
Yep.
But man, as much as I love Donovan Mitchell, I think this is the Pistons' game to win.
I think so too.
They have momentum from Game 6. They're going back home, and they honestly have been the better team all year.
Yeah.
But it's
true.
It just comes down to one game now.
Yeah.
It's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of like March Madness now, right? It's just win or go home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think the Pistons are gonna win that one, or?
Yeah, I'm taking Pistons. I think. I don't know. I'll always root for Donovan Mitchell, but I definitely agree with the noise of him, and especially him and James Harden. Both guys like have a tendency to just kind of disappear sometimes in the playoffs.
It's true.
So I don't know if I have a lot of faith. If I was a betting man, I don't know if I'd be putting any money on the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna root for the Cavs.
Yeah.
In that game, I'm betting on the Pistons if I have to.
I was really rooting for our Wolves though, our Minnesota Jazz. It feels like, but I don't know. They put up a good fight. That's just a tough team to beat. I mean, you need some Wemby suspensions, which I guess we haven't really talked about that. But do you think he deserved more than just an ejection for that? Did you see the elbow?
No, I think the ejection was probably enough. I even heard the announcers saying like it could be like a flagrant one because I don't know about that personally, but I think one game's fine. You elbow a guy in the neck, like you're just trying to hold on to the ball. He's not like intentional about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know if he should have got any more games. I feel like there should have been a fine or something. It seemed pretty egregious to me, but I don't know. It's all perspective, so.
Well, if it was Draymond Green that did that, give him more because we know he has a history, but Wemby doesn't really have a history of like hurting people.
That's true.
But I mean, if he does it in the future, I could see it getting worse.
Yeah. I also think part of it is like, if any other guy, like if you and I were playing basketball and I threw an elbow, it'd probably catch you in the rib, right? But Wemby's so tall that like any elbow he throws is going to catch somebody in the head or neck area, and it's going to look a lot worse.
Yeah, and it's automatically a flagrant if it's that area.
Yeah, and so it also doesn't help that he's so much bigger than everybody else and probably looked a little worse than it was. But I'm
sure that's happened to him a lot.
Yeah,
throughout his career, he's going to have to just he can't elbow people in the face. That's just. You can't do that.
No.
But I wish the Timberwolves would have put up a little more of a fight, give us another Game 7.
Me too.
It's too bad that Anthony Edwards was hurt. I think if he was fully healthy, we might have had a little bit more.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Wolves do this summer. I think they've got to add some pieces, or I don't know if they're going to explore some trades. I know that the Giannis situation is opening back up for trades, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they get in on that.
Yeah, maybe. I've heard a lot of people call for Julius Randle to get traded.
Yeah, that Gobert contract could be used for, I don't know how much longer he has left. Probably not.
Well, he did like extend it a year or two ago, so I think he's got a couple more years.
So, I mean, you could use that contract. I mean, that would really help if you're trading for Giannis or another big piece. Like, obviously, you need contracts to match, so we'll see.
But I love that they got Ayo DeSumo. He was a great piece for them.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo might be out all of next year, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough loss. Jaden McDaniels, I think, in this playoffs has really shown his ability to, like, score the ball at a high level. I think, I don't know. I feel like if I'm the Wolves, I would embrace that a little more next year, maybe. Help him get more involved.
I do think they need a better option after Anthony Edwards.
Totally, yeah.
Because as much as Julius Randle had moments, he just didn't come in clutch when you needed him at the end.
Nope.
So, I don't know. Maybe it is Julius Randle. Maybe it's Gobert. It's somebody. Maybe Giannis comes in. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think trying to upgrade your second option.
Totally.
And then maybe predict the next couple series. Thunder Spurs. That could go pretty far, but it's hard to see the Thunder losing a game at this point.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they'll definitely drop at least one to the Spurs, I think, but
they were their kryptonite all season. The Spurs were able to be the only team to really beat them consistently.
Yeah, totally. I think it'll be interesting. I wonder, I don't really know the status of Jalen Williams. I know he hasn't really played a lot, but I would assume their plans to bring him back at some point. But I mean, we're getting to a point where they're definitely going to need him, like in these types of series. So,
they needed him last year against the Pacers. It's going to be kind of like that.
So, I mean, they obviously got by with the Suns and Lakers just fine without him, but they're going to need him back. They're going to need everybody healthy because Wemby's just a beast to deal with. And Dylan Harper has been really impressive.
Oh, yeah. He's been a huge boost off the bench. Him and Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, Stephon Cass has been playing great. You just got a lot of dogs on that team around Wemby, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could go 6. I don't know if it'll go 7, but I could see either team winning it too. I don't know. Yeah. I could see the Thunder just laying an egg. The Spurs just kind of move on.
Yeah, I think whoever wins that series wins it all. They're not going to I don't know. I still got the Knicks. I can't remember, who did you pick on your East side?
Dude, I picked the Knicks in the East, but
okay.
Yeah, I picked the Nuggets all the way, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. I forgot, yeah. But either way, Knicks aren't beating Thunder, Spurs. I do like how I do think the Knicks have a lot of really great defenders, so I think they might make it an okay series, but I don't think they're going to beat.
I don't know. I think they got just as good of a chance as anybody in the East.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it'll be fun. I hope at least we have a good... We didn't think the Pacers could beat the Thunder last year.
Yeah, if you just get hot, you could beat anybody. The Knicks have had multiple series in a row where they just hit 23s in a game. No one's going to beat that. Yeah. You know, if you get hot like that, you're going to win most nights. Yeah. It's kind of what the Celtics recipe was.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of, in general, a Knicks hater. Like, I just hate their brand. Their fans are kind of annoying. But Jalen Brunson, every time I watch that dude, he absolutely makes difference in games. Mm-hmm. Like his scoring ability, just like, oh man, he's up. I think he's just as good as Shea at getting to his spots and just being consistent with the ball. Obviously, he's not as long and good of a defender, but offensively, he's great. So,
and I've heard many reporters, analysts, whatever, talk about you can't win a championship with a small guard as your best player. Yeah. I don't think that's true. I feel like Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's a little undersized.
Steph Curry's a little undersized, but maybe he's the only exception so far.
I'm trying to think of any other examples we've seen. Chris Paul got close.
Isaiah Thomas back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Possibly. I think you totally can. I think it's very difficult, and you have to have lots of great defenders around them. Yeah, but I think the Knicks have that. I think Mikal Bridges and Anunoby, Towns, Josh Hart, they all fit really well around Brunson. I think they could totally win a championship, even though he's a small guard.
Totally agree. This is their year, too. If they want to do it, I think the rest of the teams in the NBA are just going to get better, so you got to jump on it when you got the opportunity. Well, thank you for joining us on our episode today. Don't forget to check out our past episodes. We've talked a lot about Jazz going into the off season, what we want to see them do. And we will talk a lot more about that, so be sure to check us out at tunedinjazz, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Give us a follow, turn on notifications so you know when we post, and we hope you have a great day.